What's up, guys? This is IFBB Pro Guy Cisternino. Me and Robbie just got back from my family's house, my father's butchering station. Just talked about the benefits of venison and, different cuts of meat, regardless if venison or beef. Hope you guys enjoyed that and got some helpful, hintful information out of it. We headed off now to Diamond Gym. Going to bang out some arms today. And, as we talked the last time, one of my problem areas or my lagging body parts, I guess you could call it, have been my arms for, a long period of my bodybuilding career. One of the reasons that I believe they were lagging is because as an athlete throughout my life and throughout college, 15 years of football, since I was in third grade, I started playing, and I played all the way through my my college years. One of the things as a college athlete or even a high school athlete that we never really did was we never worked our arms, never did triceps, never did bicep curls. They were pretty much all the basic movements, which were, bench press, power clean, squats, deadlifts, and those were, always our main focuses. Those were always the things that we maxed out on, as an athlete. I never really curled, never really did tricep presses. That's, obviously my foundation of where I got my build from, my legs, my chest, and pretty much my overall strength. I'm only 5'6" on a good day with shoes on, but I do have a good strength background, which helps me in the gym. But believe it or not, one of my worst body parts and my weakest body parts are my arms. And, what I'm trying to do to overcome this objective is, me and Neil sat down and we put together a game plan specifically for my arms because he and I both felt that was a lagging body part, along with the, my roundness of my shoulders and the thickness and width of my back. So we developed a way to try to, bring my arms up. What we're doing today are triceps and biceps. I started off, Neil's a big advocate, which I've always been of, a decent amount of warm-up sets before I even get started. So a lot of exercises I warm up 3 to 4 sets before I do arms, 3 to 4 sets before I do bis or tris. We started off here with some tricep push-downs, 4 sets of light weight. You want to pump as much blood into the muscle as you can. Try to warm up your tendons and your elbows. A lot of people you hear, tearing their bicep, tearing their tricep, and, those people obviously could have warmed up, but to risk that injury and not warming up is not something I don't want to do. So I try to, bring that percentage down of, injury risk. So I try to warm up as much as possible. And then, I try to go into heavy weight. Me and Neil developed a plan pretty much where it's 3 different weeks. Almost like I talked about before with my legs, there's a straight set day, which is averages right around 8 to 10 reps, and then you have your, my week 2, which is pretty much the same rep range, maybe a little higher from 12 to 14, same amount of sets, a little more volume, and then the third week, which is the YK3 or Y3K training, which Neil developed, which is a power movement followed by a isolation. So it's pretty much a compound followed by an isolation movement. But the way Neil broke this down for me, it was pretty much pump as much blood in the muscle as I can, with using heavy weight to try to make the muscle grow. Today you'll see me do triceps. What I do is I will do a push down. After the push down, we went on to, pretty much a compound movement, which are the overhead extensions, dumbbells, which we tried to go fairly heavy on. I think we went up to around 120 pounds on the dumbbells. And after that, that was actually followed by another compound movement, which was the skull crushers, which, as you can see here, this is not your typical skull crusher. I usually did skull crushers to my forehead. And then a few years ago, I was working out with Evan, and we were doing arms together, and he said, why don't you try bringing your arms all the way back and almost going behind your head? As you can tell when I'm doing the skull crushers, I don't really bring it to my forehead. I kind of bring it behind. Not as much as Evan does. I've seen Evan handle as much as 225. holding a straight bar right behind his head, and his hands going pretty much right behind where the head pad is of the seat. Believe it or not, doing that actually takes a lot of pressure off your elbows, which I have some problems with my left elbow. As you can see, I got the pad on. So that was something that actually Evan gave me a tip on. And then after we do the 2 compound movements, it's followed by a finisher, which is in isolation, as you can see here, which is the tricep pull downs. And that's pretty much, you know, high reps we're doing around here, I think 12 to 14 or 14 to 16, just pumping the last 3 sets as much blood as we can into the muscle to try to expand that fascia and try to get that blood pumped in there to make that muscle grow. And it's the same exact concept when we move on the biceps. Last year, you know, I had, my whole life, I had a bunch of, you know, my theories have always been heavy and hard, you know, try to handle as much weight as possible and, you know, not risk too much form. The way my arm training, or just my training in general, differs now is, you know, Neil's a big advocate. Every time he talks to me or we're breaking down our workouts and, you know, how we're going to approach the next step in the training phase and the bulking phase, he always stresses to me that, you know, no matter what, he always says, Guy, I want you to do a full range of motion. I want you to come all the way up, come all the way down. He goes, it's a full range of motion. It's going to bring out the lines, the cuts, the detail, you know. So what I try to do now is I try to handle as much, you know, I'm not handling as much weight as I normally did in the past. I believe, you know, that arm is a lot better than it has been in the past. And even though I'm not handling as much weight, my arms with the higher reps are responding very well. I used to do, you know, pretty much reps of like 6, 8, maybe 10 on my arms. Now there's days where Neil has me, you know, doing sets of 100. So, I mean, all this different training and the shock to my body is really bringing out a lot of detail. I can't say enough about, you know, Neil's philosophies. I mean, they're just things that I'd never thought of before, and it's really shown on my physique. I've never had more compliments of how I look in my off season than before, and you know, I hope that the training that we're doing now and all the improvements that I made keep, you know, progressing throughout my off season until I decide to compete. And I hope when, you know, that time does come, when I strip all the fat down and I am on stage, that my total package brought itself up, and it's obvious to see when I step on stage for the first time as a professional bodybuilder. So we're about to wrap up my arm workout here. The last thing I'm doing here is I'm just grabbing the Easy Curl Bar. I just did 3 sets of barbell curls. Now we're on to Easy Curl or Cambred Bar, depending upon what kind of name you call the bar. I do 2 sets with a regular grip on the Easy Curl Bar, and then I do 2 sets very close, pretty much to hit, you know, every head of the bicep. We're going to do 3 sets inner, 3 sets outer, and then the last thing Robbie didn't catch on tape was we just finished off with 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps of dumbbell curls, and that pretty much wrapped up my entire arm workout. So that's it for part 2 and 3 of the deer butchering and the arm training. If you guys got any questions about the recipes, training, diet, nutrition, just check my Q&A out on MD, and I'll be happy to answer any of your guys' questions or concerns, or, you know, any ideas you guys have that you want to throw at me. And that's about it, guys. So thanks for watching my videos, and hope to see you all soon.